everyone, my name is Antunes and welcome to my channel where I come on here to share with you my passion for all things beauty. So my oldest son is going to be graduating high school in 2 weeks. Yes, I am old enough to have a son that is graduating high school, and yes, I did have him young. But that's a story for another day. Today I wanted to share with you the makeup look that I plan on wearing to his graduation using only affordable products. Now what's great about this look is that this is going to be a makeup look that you can wear to whatever summer event that you have. It could be a graduation, a wedding, a family reunion, any summer event where you're going to be outside and you need your makeup to last all day. This is going to be for you. Now before we get into today's video, if you have not done so already, I do want to welcome you to join me here on my channel by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you're notified each time I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I have already done my skincare off camera, and I applied my sunscreen. Just gonna cut my hair back real quick. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my skin. The primer that you use is gonna be based on what type of skin type you have and what type of look you are looking to go for. I personally have combination skin, so I can kind of go either way. I can go for a matte look or I can go for a dewy look. With the type of style that I am going for today, I am going for a more glow from within look. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. Now if you're someone who has oily skin and looking for a mattifying primer, I highly recommend the Wet n Wild Matte Primer. This is excellent. It totally helps mattify your skin, and it's lightweight and helps hydrate your skin as well. That's my favorite mattifying primer that I have across the board. Using a primer is going to help give your makeup something to grip onto and to help make your makeup last. That is why I always recommend using a primer, especially with any type of look that you want to last for a long time. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to prime my eyelids, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Rose Eyeshadow Primer. This is one of my favorite drugstore primers. So I'm just applying it all over my eyelid and up towards my brow, and I'm even going to put a little bit underneath in the lower lash line. Now the look that I am creating today is going to be super easy. So no matter what skill level you're at, you're going to be able to do this look. So next I'm going to be doing my brows, and I'm going to be using the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in Espresso. So I actually got this for this video because all of my brow products that I use are mostly name brand. So I wanted to try this out, and I have to say I am loving it. So just going to put them where they need to go. Now before I had chemo in 2019, I used to have brows that were literally perfect. I would just have to go like this and they would just be full and looking flawless. So if you're one of those lucky ones, then you don't have to do this step. But for those of us who have crappy brows, just going to pretty much fill in and give myself a natural eye look. So I will be right back. Now I'm just going to make sure it's all blended in. If you are someone that likes the Urban Decay Micro Brow Blade, I believe that's what it's called, their brow pen, and you're looking for a dupe, a more affordable dupe for it, this NYX one reminds me so much of the Urban Decay. It's the reason why I actually grabbed it, because lately the Urban Decay Brow Blade has been my go-to brow pen, and I saw this and it reminded me of it, and I have to say I was right on with that one. So now for the eyeshadow. And for the eyeshadow, I'm actually going to be using the Profusion Bare palette. You can use actually any type of neutral palette that you have if you already have one. You can get this at Walmart. A lot more YouTubers are actually starting to talk about this brand. And I actually grabbed this palette because I'm actually going to be doing a shorts with this as well. Creating a look that Risa Does Makeup did. Kind of like how I did with the Alley Glines, where I recreated her look. Well, I'm going to be doing that with this palette with Risa Does Makeup. So keep an eye out for that. So I'm only going to be using 2 shades out of this palette. Brilliance and Fine. The only brush you're going to need for this eye look is a fluffy blending brush. This is actually a Profusion eyeshadow blending brush. Grab that, and we're going to go into Fine, and I'm just tapping it onto the tip of the brush. Tap off the excess. I'm just using this palette for the mirror. So you know what? I should bring you in. There we go. So I'm just going to blend this as my transition and crease all in one. And bringing it up towards my brow bone. Now you can make this as light or as dark as you want. I honestly want it to be light because I just want it to be like a wash of color. So I'm just going to do the other side and I'll be right back. Alright, so now I'm going to go into the shade Brilliance, which is right here. So just going to take my finger and I'm just going to apply it right onto the lid. Now I'm just going to align my upper lash line, and I'm just going to tightline it with the ColourPop BFF liquid liner. Looks like this. Now for mascara, I highly recommend the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Waterproof Mascara. This mascara feels so lightweight. It literally feels like you have nothing on your lashes. And it will last all day. All the tears. This is my favorite drugstore waterproof mascara. Now while that mascara is drying and before I put on my lashes, I am going to move on to my face. And the foundation that I am recommending to you is the L'Oreal Infallible, either the Pro Glow or the matte, whatever finish you prefer. These both work perfectly. I am going to use the Infallible Pro Glow because I want to have like a glow from within look for my style. Just going to put some on the back of my hand. Now you can use a brush. I'm going to use a beauty blender. This is what I've been actually using a lot lately. And just so you know, I tried both of these foundations with the sponge and the brush. And I noticed that the brush gives more coverage. So if you're looking for more coverage with this foundation, I recommend using a brush. I'm using the sponge because I like the way it looks on my skin better. And before I move on to concealer, I just want to put my lip balm on real quick. The lipstick that I am going to be recommending to you today, you are definitely going to want to make sure you have a lip balm. Make sure your lips are ready, prepped and ready to go. I'll explain more when we get to the lipstick. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I'm in the shade Fair Beige, and I'm just going to put it in my two areas that I do. Now with the e.l.f. one, you want to make sure that you scrape off the excess because it doesn't have a stopper, so you don't want to apply too much. So I'm going to blend the concealer around my eyes with my Rare Beauty concealer brush. You can use your sponge or another concealer brush, or you can even use your finger if you want. That's why I like this brush, because it's actually kind of a lot like you using your finger. And I try not to use my fingers when applying makeup, just in the sense of, you know, germs and dirt and stuff. So for my face, I'm going to use my sponge. So before I move to my lashes, I'm going to set my under eyes and my T-zone real quick. So for my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Infallible Loose Setting Powder in Translucent Light Medium. I just started using this along with the other powder that I'm going to be using. And I have to say, this is like my new favorite under eye powder. So just going to take a little fluffy brush. Just tap off the excess and just kind of slightly go under my eye with it. Now for my face, what I'm going to use is the Milani Conceal and Perfect in shade 02 Nude, my Wet n Wild powder brush, and I'm just going to tap it into my skin where I know I'm going to get oily. So the lashes I'm going to be using are the Kiss Look So Natural in 03. They look like natural lashes, except they're going to kind of give you length. It's one of the reasons why I love wearing these, especially where I'm trying to do a more natural look. So I got my lashes on, and my right eye, this eye right here, started watering on me, so this side looks a little off. That's the reason why. And what I started doing before I realized that I wasn't taping was doing my waterline, and I'm using the ColourPop Honey Dude gel liner. And what you're going to want to do is choose a color that matches your skin tone. Oh, this eye is so sensitive today. My allergies have been acting up so crazy lately, and my eyes and nose have been just driving me crazy. Now this eye is starting to water up. Okay, so now back to the face, and what I'm going to do is bronzer. I'm going to use bronzer. Since I'm trying to go for a glowy look, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer. It just adds like a little shimmer to your cheek area and wherever you apply it. To kind of give you that sun-kissed glow, which is the look that I'm trying to achieve. Now for blush, I just want a little bit of a flush color. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. And I'm using the shade Sexy Flush. And just kind of right where I want it. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just kind of blend it out. I just want a little bit of a pink flush to it. So for highlighter, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. And I'm using the shade, it looks like I ripped it off. It's like a champagne color. I'll try and figure out what it is and put the shade right here for you. Just pop it right there. And what I like to do is, I'll grab like a little brush like this and go into my highlighter and do my inner corner. Add a little pop of color there. To set it all into place, I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last. This is one of my favorite setting sprays, like overall. So what I'm going to use for my lips is the Maybelline Superstay 24 color in Timeless Toffee. So how it works is you got one side is the liquid lipstick, and the other side is supposed to be like a glossy to make your lips look shiny. So just going to apply the liquid lipstick first. And what I actually like about this is that you don't need a lip liner. Now this is why I advise you to put lip balm on earlier, because this does get very drying right when you put it on. But then once you put this on, the one that's going to make it shiny, your lips are going to feel hydrated. And they're going to look shiny and gorgeous. See? Well, that is it. Here is my final look and what I will be wearing to my son's graduation. Well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by clicking that like button. And I would love to hear what your summer plans are. Do you have a special event coming? A graduation, a wedding, a family reunion? Are you going on vacation? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have not done so already, I welcome you to join me here on my channel by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you're notified each time I upload a new video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, remember, be kind to yourself and to others. Bye.